How about Karen Bass, the mayor of LA? How about it?
She's great, isn't she?
So she said that she's going to start issuing prepaid credit cards to people who are too afraid to go to work because of ICE raids. They don't have to pay the money back. But then she sat there and gloated that the money is not coming from California taxpayers. It's actually coming from nonprofits and NGOs. The one she mentioned was this one, the Coalition of Human Rights of Los Angeles, who received $34 million from, guess who? California taxpayers.
Can we skip the part where we all are clutching our pearls that this is reality, like in our state? Of course it's a reality. We just went over how historically corrupt like politicians are by nature. Maybe not starting out, but once you get into the game. At this point, if you aspire to be a politician,
You're a very horrible human being.
hold on, this is a fundamental human nature question, because you have to kind of say, I'm the thing that could be the solution here. Whether that's right or wrong or bad or good, whatever. But you have to kind of think that as a prerequisite to be the person. I need to represent the people. It's me who is kind of the solution. That doesn't mean taking initiative or being a leader is necessarily like bad human nature. But they're not selling me on we're getting our best and brightest that is actually representing us when the incentives are so screwed up. When you're enriching yourself while you're in office, whether that's because you can either inside trade, make the rules on trading, whether you're skimming the pot on taking money from NGOs or directly from lobbyists, whatever it is, right? Half of these people seem so in love with themselves as their own media icons that it's almost to the point where I want public leadership to be on a lottery system where you don't want to have your name called. You're too busy making something. You're too busy producing something. You're too busy coaching something. You're too busy building something. Dang it, I just got jury duty, except I got mayor duty now. We're going to compensate you well, and you don't have to do it again.
It's actually not a terrible idea.
That's actually a better, I'd rather have a lotto. It's just, there has to be some qualifications.
There's got to be some you know what?
like,
I know you would say that, right? There has to be
My
some
retarded
qualifications.
cousin Johnny, he's like
You
the
know
mayor.
what?
and
Have we
like,
gotten to
he's
the
drunk.
point? Yeah, but have we gotten to the point where the bar is low enough to where we
I
kind
think
of
we're
almost
close.
You got to
don't
question if why do they really want it? That's crazy. Why do you really want to do that?
They're usually very insecure. They're normally overeducated, and they have this like a lot of them don't even never got jobs in the real world. A lot of them, they go right from college to like some internship to running for office. That's like, and they get picked up by these parties and say, wow, you're well spoken, you have the look or whatever, the background, great resume. Why don't you run for this and then run for that? And they take them under their wing, and that's their little puppet.
Here's what I think. Here's how I do think we have representative government. I think it's mostly a hybrid system. The representative government that we all know kind of exists and is the elephant in the room most of the time it probably plays out like this. You have someone that fits the bill, just like you described. You're a good face, decent orator, aspiring to be a politician, want some power. The people to write the checks for you to actually pursue office, they say, look, here's our agenda. Here are the top 3, top 4, top 5, top 10 things you cannot negotiate. These are non-negotiables. The rest of it, do your thing. Here are your checks. So when you go in there, these are the things that you're representing. And then those people all get picked as horses. And then it's almost representative government based on the organizations that are paying the lobbyists for these people to be in power. That's
the lobbyists fund the party and the individuals, but they're really funding a party. And the Democratic Party, which I believe is like the Communist Party at this point, they vote lock and step. They're like an organ, because they know they don't say no to their bosses, which is their party or whoever in their elected party who's their leader says, you're going to vote this way on that. You better get in line or we'll get your ass out.
I think that's a recent thing, or do you think
it has been happening for how many years?
Right.
8 years.
Yeah,
The
definitely,
Republicans go back. Some of them are still free, and they think and they go each way. But the Democrats locked it down. And why the hell was Bernie Sanders never on the ticket? Why?
But we saw the emails.
So we know it's like they didn't want him. So it didn't matter what the people voted for.
Right.
Hillary Clinton was going to be the person. So when you start seeing stuff like that and the whole Trump thing, I don't care if it's Trump or the other side, you can't be spying on a campaign and making up lies and having the media shove it down everybody's throat for frickin' 4 years. It's just insanity. We're like, eventually everyone's going to snap and be like, dude, who are these people? And let's get them out of office. Doesn't mean we have to go to war. We just go in there and say, everybody, you're coming out, get the hell out of the building. You're no longer in charge because you destroyed the country. And it's going to take some brave men to go do that. I'm not advocating they do it yet, but if this shit continues, I mean, I think either we do that or we just accept our fate, which is the end of the US dollar as a reserve currency, the destruction of our economy, the takeover by AI and robotics, and serfdom for everybody except those that are in charge. And that sounds crazy, but from the experts, you can watch my AI episode, that's going to freaking happen. And this is coming from the guys designing the AI that are scared shitless, that are coming out whistleblowing, to saying 80% of the jobs are going to be gone in 10 years, 80% unemployed. Why do you think they want to depopulate? Why do you think England is locking everybody down? Right now it's going to Canada. Show that clip of in England. Look at it. England's totally fucked. Look at this.
Starting next month, there will be a significant change in how authorities can access your phone. From now on, authorities will be able to review your device at any time without needing prior notice or your permission. This means that your messages, photos, apps, and even private conversations could be checked instantly. To make this possible, AI-powered scanners will be placed in major cities like London, Manchester, and Birmingham. These devices will ensure consistent checks are carried out on mobile phones across the country. It will affect everyone, students, workers, families, and businesses. The goal is to provide a safer environment for all, but it also represents a shift in how privacy is managed. Once access is granted, it won't stop at your phone. Your personal data may be managed differently, and there could be implications for how your information is handled across platforms. This isn't just about mobile phones. It's about redefining privacy, trust, and how our most sensitive information is processed. We're now at a point where personal space is being viewed in a new light.
There's no way that's real. That's not
True.
real.
That can't be.
I don't think he really said that.
You don't think you said that?
No, that would have made a lot more headline news. There's no way. Could we check that? I really don't think he said that. I think that was generated.
Yeah, it feels like it.
I mean, they are doing a lot of stuff with like the real ID and the
Can't they already access? I mean,
they can, everything that they can. I mean, look, the Patriot Act destroyed whatever left of the Bill of Rights we had anyway. We don't. I mean, the COVID was a great example of how that everything in that book I gave you is really
England
not bad.
arrested over 12,500
Yeah.
people for online posts. over the
No,
last
I
few
know.
years.
I
They just
agree with
announced-
that.
They announced universal ID
Yeah.
is mandatory
In
to
Europe.
work, to bank,
To
shop,
travel.
to travel. Okay, Russia only had 50 people arrested. At least that's what they say. But the bottom line is England gave up their guns, and now they've given up their freedom because if they know what's coming down the pipe, they know what's coming down the pipe. You can't have 80% of the population unemployed.
We should
You
grab a couple
You
guys.
just can't. So the only way you do that is by lowering the population numbers, which they've all admitted they want to do, okay? Or you fucking tighten the noose so fucking tight on everybody. If anyone gets out of line, fucking in prison, dead, whatever they need to do, get rid of them. Canada is rolling out, show the video of MAID. Did you find the video of MAID? Canada has rolled out this medical assisted suicide,
Oh yeah.
MAID. They've killed 58,000 people.
No.
Yes,
No, it's true.
it's true.
58,000.
1,000 in the last
But
5 years.
these are people who want to die.
Okay, no,
Yeah, they are.
originally, I don't care.
You
Hold
don't
on,
care.
hold
What
on.
are you gonna
No
live-
one
you
said that-
terminal cancer.
No,
You're
no, no.
dying.
It started off as terminal, and that's how a lot of the countries are. So if you're terminal and you don't want to go through the chemo and shit, I can kind of understand. If you don't believe like you shouldn't kill yourself and that's not your religion, don't be in pain. Go ahead and kill yourself. I have no problem with that.
Right.
And Sweden and a lot of countries have that. Canada did something a little different. They said mental health is also included now, which means if I'm depressed, my boyfriend broke up with me, or I'm just like my hormones are weird and I'm young and I want to kill myself, they're like, we got to get rid of these people. So they've ratcheted it up, and now they put together a panel to open it up to kids under 18. And they want to do this without parent approval. And it's not in law yet, but they're pushing to that be the next level. And they're doing it, and they actually put together a pamphlet, which we're going to look for and show you, that actually says, hey, it takes 6 weeks to see a therapist, but it only takes 3 weeks to see the doctor for assisted suicide. This is real, where they're like, hey, we're here to help you get through this, and let's just kill yourself.
Well, I mean, Louis C.K. opened up his comedy show at one point saying, congratulations, the only thing we have in common is we didn't kill ourselves today. You know, like everyone, that's the only thing everyone on earth has in common is you didn't kill yourself yet. It was funny when he said it because he did something else. But I mean, it's kind of a little bit of, not to sound harsh here. I mean, kids under 18, definitely, I'm totally against that, 110%. But it's kind of survival of the fittest type thing. If people want to kill themselves,
Listen,
I mean, I don't see. I mean, first they're not killing themselves; the government's killing them.
so they have 2 methods. They have one where they
Where
can
they do
inject
it?
you, or they put a little thing and
And
you
you
take
do
it,
it?
and you
Oh.
kid. There's 2 different types. But here's the thing. I'm
I
always
just hope I'm never in that state where I have to be. I feel bad for the people. I don't think this is.
well. I
something
hope you
that to be
never are
worried about.
either, because I'm gonna go spiritual. You're here. We're all here on this planet, not to fucking buy Bentleys and go on vacation to Hawaii or get drunk or make lots of money or be a fucking president. We're here for a test for our soul. That's why we're here. This is what I believe. We're here, and everything around you is to distract you from the test of leveling up your soul, your vibration. Everything. And if you lose sight of that and you want to check out of the test, you think you're going to pass or fail. It's right there in the Bible. You cannot commit suicide. So who's winning? Who's behind that energy? It's the guy tempting us, the devil. The demons, they're in there saying, yeah, just kill yourself, right? You're not worthy. Let's kill yourself. And it's one extra soul that's not going to elevate. And we're not at the end of times, but we're in the last chapter. And Jim got it right in the last show. I believe we're in the last chapter. Everything that's predicted in end of times is all coming to that direction. Israel, the bark.
I
of the
mean,
meat-
go to the
you-
Dark Ages and tell me they were in the last chapter.
They were
I
not,
mean,
man.
We've been in the
They were
last
not.
chapter. We've been in the last chapter since Jesus walked the earth, because everybody in every generation that wants to be the last one, and we want to see the face of God, and I want to be there when Jesus. It's just like,
I got a cool thing.
it's almost like the environmentalist type thing. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and then you die. It doesn't happen. What'd you lose?
Well, that's
your
that
freedom.
goes back to my kind of the original question I want to frame it is, is it worse now than it's ever been,
No.
or has it always been baseline bad and good in certain cycles to where it feels like the end of the world and it feels like we're peaking as a society? Are those things close together? Has that always been a thing? Is anything new? Or should we be alarmists? Is a future approaching us that is a paradigm shift because of technologies like AI, quantum computing? Are those things going to be such a paradigm shift that the consequences will be so much faster and more intense that it will be a different ballgame?
Yeah.
If I can just,
Yeah.
here's the game I'm playing right now. It's not partisan politics. It's not identity politics. I don't need to sell anybody on my choices being a prescription for like universal living. My choices don't necessarily need to be your choices. I'll hear what you have to say. I may disagree with you. You're free to say whatever you want. You're not free to prevent me from thinking you're an idiot for saying something or being impressed based on what you're saying. But the game I'm playing right now is, as a dad, I have noticed that my instincts to protect this little kid are subverting a lot of norms that I've otherwise totally accepted. And it bothers me. I'm like, for example, it feels fucking weird to plug my kid into the same schooling system that I went through for a bunch of different reasons.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't instinctually feel right. It feels better. My kid's more well-adjusted, walking through nature, asking me what the sun is, what the trees are, explaining those things.
Yeah.
Healthier, happier, more content, because that is where this kid is getting balanced, than having entertainment be the thing.
But what about socially?
What do you mean?
Benefits of just being with children.
I'm not saying homeschool them and I isolate them. I'm saying the larger theme is my instincts as a human being, as a primate, as a human or subverting how I would otherwise just accept the world like on its face. And then I'm looking at some of this shit. I'm like, well, if I don't want this kid to be looking at the screen all day and eating these types of food, what am I doing? I need to take better care of myself. Like, what is society doing at large? It's like, okay, well, we're all watching screens and we're like out of control golden retrievers that are eating ourselves to death. The country's never been fatter and less healthy mentally or physically. Those things actually scare the shit out of me a lot more than like impending AI. Like what's happening on a cultural basis to where we're all so entitled, fat, and fucking lazy and don't care about each other. That is actually scaring the shit out of me.
Well, I mean, I think I think, yeah, the AI thing was just kind of a more of a generalization, but for the individual, I joke that I'm happy that I was born when I was, so I don't have to see where this is going, but I somewhat don't, because I see a lot of children, kids, like, I don't know if they're my nephews and stuff, but where I go over and they're 2 or they're 1, they're not even walking yet, and they have a screen in front of them, and some asshole is opening a box and they're going, and they're becoming consumers before they even can talk. I really think there is a level of psychological warfare that's going on right now that I don't know how people are going to keep it together.
Are you talking about my kids?
Your kids kind of did that a little bit.
Also, did you graduate high school in 1996?
97.
I was
But I was-
98.
I'm so young.
But I
still.
was-
I'm so young.
Where were you? 2000?
Didn't I coach you?
I'm
Did I
just.
coach
I'm
you
really.
at all?
I'm so young.
Was
God,
I your
but you
wrestling
look
coach?
horrible.
Or no?
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah. At
A
one
little
point.
bit, right?
A little bit.
But yeah,
Hey,
we're,
Ryan, hold on.
He was a
go back to
tough
what
guy.
you were saying
Yeah.
about if it's more dangerous now, or really that's where you started with this.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people do you know who've died of dysentery?
True.
I mean,
I've known a lot of people who've died. I've known a lot of people who've died of fentanyl.
that's the way. I mean, I guess one can replace the other.
So it's like, this is the question. I'm just trying to frame this in what we all think as, guys that, have been running businesses, having families, have seen the world a little bit. We all grew up around the same time period. Is it worse now? Or do we just think it is?
I've seen too many movies, sci-fi movies, future movies. It's just
all right. I think we were protected a lot.
No,
Like the Make America Great
I
thing
think we
is
were-
like the 80s. If you think about it, we were in that was a dangerous time,
Great
but they made it seem like we were fine. They controlled the force networks out there. We had Ronald Reagan looking like your grandpa. America. Everything. We felt good. Give them MTV. Give them the circus. Let them, look over here while we do this. And we felt safe. Now that's what I was trying to say with this is like there's no way of protecting people. Like you can't. Like you're just as it was like children. Like
we can't believe anything anymore.
you can't believe anything, and now we're faced with the fact of holy shit, this world is crazy. It's always been crazy. Always been crazy, but now we're right there.
By the time a president was elected back in the day, you didn't hear about it for months, maybe a year. It's like by the time there's no someone's got to come tell you, hey. No, I mean, so like things are like this now, where we're just not equipped for that kind of information overload.
It's so much.
Mike, let me throw something at you based on what you just said. So there's two competing forces. We talked about AI and quantum computing as a paradigm shift in the consequences for the world is going to be much more dangerous than anything we've ever seen just because of the technology acceleration. There's that. And then there's also information diffusion is so it's so spread out now. We have more than 3 cable news channels. You can get it from anywhere. You can get all the information from anywhere. So is it like a going out of business sale where everybody has to sensationalize everything? So everything seems so dangerous because danger sells. We need to pay attention to it because it is a threat. So are those things? I know two things could be true, but are those things? Which one is more prominent in your mind? Which one is a bigger like consequential threat?
AI and quantum computing will end humanity, and that's not just me. That's Elon Musk. That's Sam Altman. All the founders, the godfather of AI, who developed the first algorithms. They all say the same thing. There's a 20 to 80% chance that they'll wipe out humanity. If I told you there's a 20% chance that you're going to die in my car driving to your hotel tonight, would you get in my car?
No.
I just look at it. The 80s were great because we had just enough technology where we were entertained and it was like memorable. And I think we had great music. And it's just because I was a kid growing up there. I like the 80s. But then we hit the 90s, and it's like now we have cell phones, and we got this, and the internet, and the MySpace, and Facebook, and everybody's connected, and everybody's, the entertainment was there, and it's like instant stimulation. And now we went from, like, when I was a kid, I had a remote control for the TV with a wire, and I had fucking nine channels, to a quantum computer that operates in different dimensions. Okay? A phone that I can ask it any question in the world, pretty much,
Not his.
except his, and it will answer it perfectly. It can write papers, it can do formulas, it can write business plans. Information is now free. And now we're in the process where they're all admitting we're moving towards a world where everything's going to be automated and we're going to live in this utopia. But the bottom line is we live in a world right now where everything's created by man. From art to education, my teacher's a human, my doctor's a human. This building's designed and looks, the architect is a human. A human hands built this. A human designed this shirt, made that movie, wrote that script. We're moving into a world where humans are going to be replaced by a new intelligence.
A human created the machine that's created the shirt, that created the desk, that created all this stuff.
It's good. It's basic. I believe we're at the end of times because of that. And if there wasn't the AI quantum computing, and I know it's depressing, and that's why I really feel for my kids, because they're going to be in a world that's very, very different. And my daughter's so excited to be an architect. And she's excited to be an architect. What the fuck is she? There's no architects. So it's only going to be a very small class that rules and has money.
I don't know, Mike.
So I'm literally,
I think for our kids' age, I think that they're going to go through a period of where they're going to get paid the premium for being human.
Well, that's the deal.
And
Elon said
you
that.
you can go get your, whatever you need. Robots can build it
I think
cheap. Well, you want to pay
basic income. You mean like basic?
No, I mean, if you want some art, you want something, you want architecture, you want that, you're going to pay the human a premium for that.
Oh, you'll say the human,
because that's a human created. That will elevate the human.
and I agree with that. I think we're at a point of flux right now. It's like when the light bulb came around, or cars replaced. There was this flux point where people were like, "Holy, this is the end of time. Or, what's going on?" It was always so crazy. But I think nature and mankind has a really amazing thing of balancing out.
That's a great point.
I think a pendulum swings.
The automobile, then the computer.
Because we're the old people who are freaking out because we liked MTV when they had videos. But now this is their lives. They see a different reality that we saw, and they're going to be able to adjust. We're still the most amazing things ever created in the universe. I don't think they're going to go away because of a robot.
I disagragree. We're not going from a manufacturing economy to an information economy. We're going to.
But we're in the information right now.
Yeah, we're not.
Information is
That's what I'm saying.
We're worthless now, though.
We move
because you can just find it.
We
well,
move,
that's what I mean.
right?
That was it. Yeah.
We moved from this sort of economy to that economy to this economy, but everyone still had jobs.
Right.
There was still purpose. I own a construction company. I own a draftsman company. If my daughter can come in and she owns the company, and I say we're going to build low-income housing or apartments or whatever we're going to build, you can be the architect because she knows what they want to look like, but she doesn't need 5 draftsmen underneath her. She doesn't need an electrical engineer. She doesn't need a civil engineer. AI will do everything. And then when I go out and I want to build it, I can't hire people. I won't compete. My prices will be too high. So I'm going to buy all the robots that work 24/7. They do it fucking perfect. There's no overtime. There's no injuries. There's no social security. So I'm telling you right now, we're headed to a world where there'll be 80% less jobs and there'll be way less opportunity because
I get it, but we're assuming
it ranges between 3 years and 20 years.
But that
from all
assumes-
the experts,
Mike,
which is like that, man. Even if it's 20 years, that my daughter will be in that. My youngest will be like graduating college or no.
I get it, but you're not there. That's baking in zero creative destruction. Like,
Well, we need regulation.
okay, hold on.
Yeah.
There's a natural flow of technological advancement, and then new jobs emerge from technological advancement. The question is this the type of tech that is going to advance so quickly
It is. That's a multiplying.
Hold on.
It's
We
multiple.
know that. Let's
Yeah.
talk about
We
it.
do because
We don't. We don't.
we kind of do.
We
yeah,
do.
I
And
mean,
if you watch my AI episode, we actually talk about the multiplication of the
No
rate
one
of
knows-
advancement.
No one in this room.
are you saying there's
knows-
like there's
Hold on,
a
I'm gonna
wall that we're gonna hit?
I'm going to tell you what I'm saying.
Okay.
No one in this room knows, nobody, and probably in the country, on the planet, knows what the world is exactly going to look like in 5 or 10 years. We don't. So I'm saying to assume zero rate of creative destruction jobs and what that's going to look like, I don't think it's being calculated to just be pessimistic about what opportunities are going to be created from it. I think there's a high likelihood that, yes, you get like a higher, more concentrated elite class based on these techs. We can talk about that, and I think that's what you're intimating with regulation.
Well,
Maybe.
they in the big beautiful bill that Trump came out with, they said no regulation for AI for 10 years. We need regulation
Because we need to win the race.
because we got to win the race. So the folks over at the World Economic Forum and the leaders of our world, the people that are actually behind banking and all the CEOs are all moving towards that. From Larry Page, all these guys are like, you better get the universal ID or you're out of the society, because they know what's going to happen. They don't know, but they've manifested where the world's going to go. If there's 90% unemployment, we can make this a utopia, but we got to get rid of probably 75% of those people. So we have to lower the birth rate. We have to have people die younger, because otherwise they'll revolt. Now, during that time period of us adjusting the population, we have to have a noose around them. We have to, or we're going to get fucking killed.
Send them to Mars.
But once they're all gone and there's only 10% of the population left, I can live forever at the rate of advancement right now in AI and quantum computing, because they'll figure it out. My doctors are the best. They'll build a mansion for me. I can travel the world. It'll be depopulate all these stupid people in dirty cities.
ruined by then.
No, it's going to be beautiful, because we're going to rule and live forever in utopia. And this is the only whisper in the back of in their ear is coming from evil. That's the end of the world. That's the end of times. And I know I'm looking at negatively, but every video, every interview that I saw of the people that are actually doing this technology say the same thing. They say the same exact
listen
thing.
to me.
So this isn't like crazy Mike.
I'm not
like,
saying, no one's saying you're crazy.
I'm just saying we need to be
Listen,
aware.
the lizard cabal of demigods that will rule us all could be a real thing. There's plenty of stuff to pick confirmation bias out of the ether to do all these things. I will tell you this. Look, as just a baseline dude, I coincidentally read 1984 for whatever reason, like
Don't
during
ever do
COVID.
that again. We wanted to be a surprise.
It
We
did
want to be a
freak.
surprise.
Look, yeah.
Well, did
it's-
you see some similarities?
Of course it fucking freaked me out, dude. Of course it fucking freaked me out. I didn't want to have a TV in my house after that. The other thing, too, we haven't talked about it, and it's irresponsible for us not to talk about it. What role does fucking these robots have in the nerds that are building them for the future? Because we mentioned the 80s. Do you guys remember Weird Science?
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
Now we're here
Yeah.
where they're about to do it. What does that do?
No. They're
Well,
China.
that's like,
China
that was the internet, right? I mean, come on, that was the internet.
Well, like
Was-
Elon Musk said it. They asked how long until there are cyborgs. You hear when he said that?
No.
How long? And he goes, we already have cyborgs. He goes, what do you mean? He goes, put this down for 24 hours. As you think cyborg is like Terminator, it's in you. No, this is attached to you. Just because you can put it down for 5 minutes doesn't mean you're not a cyborg.
It's
You're
just
a
a
cyborg.
slower connection rate.
He even posted today. He's like, get into your robot that could drive you home, or a robot shaped like a car. That's what he said.
Yeah,
This is
but
Tesla.
dude, I'm talking about plugging in.
No.
Bill, you're talking about like an Atrix?
But Elon Musk is pushing. He says he talks at both sides of his ass. So he says AI is going to destroy the world. It's probably going to wipe out.
Yeah. So he's going to Mars.
But we should put chips in your brain.
No.
Yes.
No, he's the.
What do
the
you think
chi- the-
Neuralink
The
is,
Neuralink that he's doing is doing extremely good things for people who are paraplegic or can't talk.
They
or
say
can't
that's
bre-
how it starts.
That's how it
Good.
starts.
It's
It's going to help
I
you.
like
We're
the way
going to
it
help
started.
What are
you.
you talking about? You
What do you-
carry around the cell
He
phone.
said- we're
It
so
tracks
we
you.
are
You
so screwed.
willfully carry your chip around.
Airbud?
You don't need to get it implanted in your brain or in your. You willfully carry it around.
He says the only way that we're going to survive is if we merge with AI. Okay.
Okay.
You know how scary
the
that is?
inevitability,
I would
though.
like
no,
to
that,
know
no, it
everything.
is not.
Of
That
it,
that
except
is.
it's
He's gonna be all. You're gonna be like the retard walking around with your chat GPT.
I don't want. I think we
in
try
your
to
head.
slow it down.
Your guy won't even tell you the truth. You want him in your brain?
I tried. Now I'm like, wait a minute.
Dude,
Now, I
what
tried.
if your
I tried.
ChatGPT was controlling your mind? And you're talking about
It's trying to.
viruses and control. And if something was so smart, if AI was like an ant and a human, am I gonna let that ant tell me what to do? Or that monkey or that cat? Like,
Or that mice and that
or that-
elephant.
yeah, but seriously, they're gonna overcome us.
Well,
And there'll be stages. They'll be like, oh, put this in your brain and you can just think it and your TV goes on. And
We're flooded with information, though. But what about people who just don't have access to all the information? So
There's a lot of the world that is
that's
not
the
connected.
majority of the world, Anthony. Right? Is that?
Yeah,
Come on, can we agree on that?
Yeah,
Africa.
but didn't they drop cell phones on an Amazonian
Yeah,
tribe and all
and
the kids were jerking off?
They
and
were
shit?
jerking off the porn.
well, I want to thank
But,
you,
yeah.
you guys for coming on. Anthony, you're way better than Jim.
Thanks. I didn't. I tried not to curse.
Ryan, thank you so much for driving from San Diego.
Thank you for having me.
Jeremy, thank you so much for coming, man.
Thank you, man. Always fun.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Evil does not come with horns and flame. It smiles in daylight, wears a name. It moves through hearts that crave control, whispering lies that sound like goals. The proud and power-hungry kneel, unknowingly servants of what they feel. The serpent's tongue is smooth and sweet, its poison hidden, its charm complete. The world grows darker while claiming light. Truth is traded for endless nights. The weak are lured by silver dreams. The greedy rule through twisted schemes. In temples built of glass and gold, the sacred fades, the hearts grow cold. The devil laughs in the marketplace. His mark is profit, pride, and face. But not all sleep beneath his reign. Some souls still burn through shadow's chain. The ones who walk with God can see the veil that blinds humanity. Their spirit forged in holy fire will stand when others first expire. The war they wage is not of skin, but truth and faith shall dwell within. Awake, you child of the light, for dawn will come, but not without a fight. Let love be the sword and truth your flame. Lift high the cross, proclaim his name. Though evil hides in every guise, it trembles when the faithful rise. The dark may whisper, tempt and plot, but God still reigns, and we forgot not.